Do you prefer Dr. Saab or Dr. Saab?
Asad.
Oh shit.
Wow. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to TPR Pod, episode number 67. Special guest, Asad from the famous Instagram account, Dr. Saab. Dr. Saab is here.
Dr. Saab is here. Hey Asad, what's up? How are you? How are
Yeah,
things?
what's up? What's up? What's up?
वालेकुम सलाम. I'm good. आप कैसे हैं? आप लोग कैसे?
हम लोग बिल्कुल ठीक हैं. बिल्कुल ठीक हैं. We're beginning 15 minutes after, तकरीबन 15 minutes after the time we gave Asad. And as soon as he
Super
logged on,
professional.
as soon as he logged on, he said कि यार ये लोग मैं तो सुना है कि तुम लोग बहुत professional हो. And ये
Bro,
शहजाद
this
ने-
is we're just making up for how doctors treat their appointments,
shit.
don't they?
I did not expect this to happen. I did not expect to become the
और
brunt of all doctor jokes.
इतनी शुरू में मतलब कि टाइम भी नहीं लिया. But Asad, thank you very much for coming. This was a
Thank you,
very short notice setup. There are lots of medical
Yeah.
professional type people. We know a few of them personally as well. But unke like they're doctors, but that's part of their personality. That's not what their Instagram is about. That's not what their social media presence is about. So,
Yeah.
that was different about you. And then what we were very impressed with, and which we think is very cool, is just the look of your Instagram.
Yeah, how clean the Instagram is.
Yeah.
Love that. Yeah.
Rizwan is, perhaps you know, Rizwan is a photographer by trade, and मेरे पास भी camera है. And so we're
That
very
makes you a photographer as well.
हाँ बस
Yeah.
no one pays me for it, but वरना कोई फर्क नहीं है. But yeah, your Instagram is very cool, and so that's why we thought, because a thing we do on the podcast is we talk to internet creators, and you're definitely one of them, and you're definitely one of the cooler ones. So that's why you're here. Yeah,
आपसे मैंने अपनी तारीफ तो निकलवा ली.
बस
अब मुझ
खुदा
ठीक है.
हाफिज.
अच्छा मैं basically it's all part of it's all thanks to my partner, the person who's handling my Instagram and the overall aesthetic. I couldn't have done it without him. Danish Hassan, who edits the
Okay.
videos as well and edits all the photographs and plans everything ahead. The content is obviously coming from me, but the aesthetic and the overall presentation is from him, and that's all him.
Oh.
He actually runs 2 other YouTube channels by the name Bros Meet the World and Dan Diaries.
अच्छा
They're pretty popular.
या हमारा मसला ये भी है ना कि कहते तो हैं हम कि हम इंटरनेट क्रिएटर्स के साथ वो करते हैं, हमें पता कुछ नहीं है.
I think
Why-
collaborating with the internet creators is part of discovering them as well. So that's okay.
Yeah. That is exactly what we're doing.
जब कोई हमसे पूछेगा तो हम यही कहेंगे. Asad, before we begin and before we began, you said you wanted to ask about us. हमारा क्या सीन है? What do you want to know?
What do you guys do apart from the YouTube thing that you're doing, podcast वगैरह के अलावा?
Okay.
And what are your motivations for this podcast?
Okay. The interviewers,
Wow.
sort of. So like I said, Rizwan is a photographer.
Shifting.
Rizwan, what the hell do you do?
Yeah, I'm mainly a wedding photographer. So I cover weddings, Pakistan bhar mein, Lahore, Islamabad, Karachi, and occasionally Peshawar. And that's what I do full time. Aajkal thoda sa slow hua hai because of the virus thing and weddings are off. But hopefully we'll recover kuch maheenon mein. And that's what I do. Yeah.
And I work in finance. I work in internal audit, and I live in Ireland. Rizwan lives in Lahore. And
Yeah.
motivations, huh? The interview thing came a bit later, but
Yeah,
our
yeah.
initial motivations were just we all. There's a third person, Sarkhail. He does nothing. His job, he's employed, but we're not sure if that's a real company. but he says he's
Yeah,
a mechanical engineer, and
yeah.
I don't know. He works in some company, makes
I think
pipes.
he's a welder or something. कुछ ऐसा
ना
सीन है.
मैकेनिक है वो.
Yeah.
Engineer एम ही कह
Good
देता है.
scene है उसका. काफी skilled.
Essential worker. We started the podcast in late 2016, perhaps.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. When I left the UAE, we all met in the UAE and we were there for a long time. And we have deep UAE connections. Dubai, Abu Dhabi में थे हम पले पड़े फिर चले गए फिर वापस आ गए फिर we met. And so it was just a thing because I moved here and I discovered कि podcast भी कुछ होता है because UAE में Spotify नहीं चलता. Ireland में
Yeah.
Spotify चलता था. तो I was like, alright, हम भी कर लेते हैं podcast. And yeah, I got this mic. And ये लैपटॉप मैंने जाने से पहले लिया हुआ था आयरलैंड आने से पहले. And it was just us talking. Audio only for a while. Patari was a big thing that came up.
We started on Patari and we were
Oh.
generally our podcast शुरू में was on Patari and because we're all pretty active on Twitter.
Yeah.
So we started discussing weekly Twitter happenings और आज का ड्रामा क्या हुआ था and all that shit.
Yeah.
So
And
that's
Patari
pretty much
really
where it
pushed
started,
the podcast scene in Pakistan, or tried. It's not an easy medium for people
So
to get
basically, you
involved
guys started as a glorified drama channel.
in. No, not drama. Surprisingly, never been into drama. Even though that was one of my intentions. के not उस जमाने में Twitter भी कितना अच्छा होता था. But it was more like some new meme trend on Pakistani
Yeah.
Twitter. हम वो discuss करेंगे ये वो. But Ari really promoted us. We knew some people who worked there. They were all Twitter people. And उस वक्त फिर हम क्या करते थे कि we like our older episodes, viewers, listeners आप check करें SoundCloud, Spotify वगैरह पे. The initial episodes are a lot of like story episodes where people
where we were looking for things that people have experienced, like similar things, like gin stories, roommate stories,
Yeah.
work stories, school stories, जो सबके साथ अलग-अलग हुए हैं. So people would send in the stories to us and we would discuss them.
और फिर हम उनका मजाक उड़ाते
And
थे.
make fun of them.
ये एक consistent बात रही है कि anyone who has contributed to the podcast, apart from us and including us, उनकी लेना बहुत ज़रूरी है. or we have no personality. But gradually as it grew, then we stopped for a while.
Yeah.
Because Patari exploded for reasons people know, and if you don't know, that's fine.
Yeah.
And then हमें भी depression हो गया कि ये क्या हो गया, and then we didn't do it for like I want to say a year, पता नहीं.
For a year probably.
Yeah. And then we restarted last year, and then towards the end, then we started doing more interviews, and then now that we're back, there's now two things. The story thing doesn't happen anymore because कोई भेजता ही नहीं story. As our following has grown, the response has decreased somehow.
That happens. That tends to happen. Yeah. So, acha, do you guys? A lot of people think that Dr. Saab is only just an Instagram profile.
Okay.
Is that what you guys think as well?
That's the only thing we know of. I mean, we know you're a real person. I don't know where this question is going.
Okay, so basically the thing is that it's a supplementation to what I do on YouTube.
Yeah.
Okay.
We make videos regarding certain diseases that we think are preventable or are easily treatable if caught early.
Okay.
And,
एक सेकंड रुक जाओ. Why are you doing your own interview? मैं पूछूंगा ये सब.
अब आपकी बात हुई चली जा रही है, मैं आपकी बात कब डालूं?
मैं भी देख रहा था कि हाँ यार, I like talking about me. So then we came back to us, and then we did interviews, and that's how we came to you, which is sort of the conclusion, which brings us to here. Being that we found you primarily as an internet creator, आप ये बताएं firstly, who are you as a real person, if you want to say your name, and where are you from, and here we'll ask some more questions.
अच्छा, तो I'm Asad. I was born in Karachi, raised in Karachi, lived in Karachi throughout my life.
Very
अभी
good.
तक.
जौहर में तो नहीं रहता है?
नहीं जौहर में नहीं
Oh,
रहता.
okay, fine. I live in
तो
Johor. If anyone lives in Johor and when they're in Karachi, तो फिर मुझे special एक affinity feel होती है, J-town affinity.
it's
Okay,
it's a very quickly growing
too
metropolis.
quickly.
Johor itself, yes.
फट रहा है.
So, so I graduated medical school in 2015, and then it was a very like turbulent journey after that because I was torn between trying to basically find if I really want to do medicine
Mm-hmm.
or was I just coerced into it by my family
Where'd
and
you go to school before medicine?
have you heard of St. Paul's?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went to St. Paul's.
Okay. And do you want to talk about where you did your medicine qualification from, or no? That's fine either way.
There's a government school called Karachi Medical and Dental College.
Okay. And you are a doctor, not a dentist.
Yes.
Okay. G, continue.
So after graduating, like in 2015, I was like kind of torn between what I wanted to do and what I thought I wanted to do. So usme I went to digital content writing for a year.
Okay.
एक साल मैंने content writing की because that's what I thought I wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
और जब वो as a job किया तो it started like really becoming a frustrating process. एक चोर बन गया था मेरे लिए कि वो हर रोज 4 आर्टिकल्स निकालने हैं, कभी कभार उसके अंदर मसाला भी डालना है, उसके अंदर एंगल जबरदस्ती के निकालने हैं. It didn't
Yeah.
really ring a bell with me, and I was like maybe this is not the kind of fulfillment I'm looking for. So I went back to medicine.
So, without, just to hold you there for a bit, without going into detail about who exactly you were working for, when you say digital content writing, what sort of things does that include?
इसको जैसे वो कहते हैं BuzzFeed मॉडल पे जो बहुत सारे यहाँ पे चल रहे थे.
Yeah.
Mango
Yeah.
bars, पढ़ लो, इस तरह की चीजें.
हाँ, तो उनमें से कोई एक आई थिंक
Okay.
पढ़ लो ठीक.
All right.
ठीक है. So I was working for Perlo and then उसमें ये था कि एक अपना क्रिएटिव एलिमेंट मुझे एक्सरसाइज करने का मौका मिल रहा था. किस तरीके से ऑडियंस चीज़ों को रिस्पॉन्ड करती है उसको गेज करने का मौका मिल रहा था. आई मेड अ लॉट ऑफ गुड फ्रेंड्स देयर एज वेल.
Mhm.
तो जब मैंने एक साल वहाँ पे काम किया आई वाज लाइक ठीक है दिस इज फन बट दिस इज नॉट व्हाट आई एम लुकिंग फॉर इन माय लाइफ. आई कांट डू दिस फॉरएवर. सो आई वेंट बैक टू मेडिसिन एंड अपना मैंने यूएस का एक लाइसेंसिंग एग्जाम निकाला. देन आई वर्कड in a very very good hospital in Karachi for a year. उसके बाद जब मैंने वहाँ पे एक साल काम कर लिया then I went to US का अपना एक और एग्जाम दिया. फिर अपना फाइनल US का एग्जाम दे रहा था तो मेरे जहन में आइडिया आया कि why not create something educational and fun and entertaining for the Pakistani audience.
Mhm.
Yeah.
जहाँ पे मैं अपना क्रिएटिव एस्पेक्ट भी मिक्स कर सकूं और अपनी डॉक्टरी जो मुझे प्रैक्टिस करनी है उसको भी मिला सकूं.
Mm.
So that's how it all came into being. And
So the question I would ask here before we continue is now, since you've graduated, you're mentioning that there was a need for doing a lot of creative stuff. So where is that like something you realized after you graduated? या उससे पहले भी you had always been creatively inclined पढ़ाई के अलावा?
पढ़ाई के अलावा I had always been creatively inclined. Wasn't very good at a lot of things, but always just wanted to try new
Yeah.
art forms, new performance arts.
Sure.
तो स्कूल के अंदर even though I was a terrible singer, I would want to sing all the time.
Nice.
Theater करता था, debates and speech and spelling bees and quiz and I don't know like सब कुछ
Good. Yeah.
करने की कोशिश किया.
Yeah.
So then I became that was the biggest achievement for me in school at least कि एक editor in chief बन गया था for the school magazine.
Okay.
वही चीज़ पे मैंने आगे continue की. तो there was a lot of always this element कि कुछ ना कुछ recreational करते रहना है साथ साथ. तो वो बचपन से एक था.
Hmm. And you mentioned also that you were wondering whether medicine was something that you wanted to do or perhaps were coerced into. तो coercion जो है वो फिर एक हमारे society में parental level पे ही होती है. How chill were your parents with the idea कि हमारे बच्चे ने इतनी मेहनत करके अब वो डॉक्टर बन गया है और अब वो articles लिख रहा है?
अच्छा तो this is a very interesting question because somehow I think I've been dealt a very like a good hand.
Okay.
Parents के मामलों में काफी lucky था मैं and because all I think they had kind of like understood कि ये सुनने वाला नहीं है मतलब ये इसको वही करना है जो उसको करना है तो let him just discover his own path.
Yeah.
That's very good.
हाँ, तो वो एक अच्छा था because I wasn't completely away from medicine. I was like, ठीक है, मैं इसको एक try दे रहा हूँ.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see if I like it or not, if there's a future in this, or I won't completely leave medicine. If I don't like it, I'll come back to it. And I think they kind of just knew in their heads कि वापस ही आ जाएगा.
Okay, okay. Because वैसे भी I mean I'm sure बहुत सी चीज़ें पढ़ने पढ़ाने में मुश्किल होती हैं, सबको लगती हैं हर स्टूडेंट को, but like becoming a fully qualified doctor is takes like a lot of effort. मतलब अम्मा अब्बा का जोर वगैरह सब अपनी जगह, but you had to put in like a crazy amount of effort just to even get through it. Not
And
not
a lot of years.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so very unpopular opinion, and doctors would hate me for saying that, but it is not a big deal.
Oh shit.
I would say it is just as difficult as being an engineer or being a BBA guy or
हाँ, तुम्हारी
I
बात
don't
इतनी
think
हैवी
it's
थी कि रिजवान की लाइट चली गई आई थिंक.
थोड़ा सा वक्त हो ना, थोड़ा सा वक्त दे दें आप उसको, just like, and if you have good teachers, by the way we have terrible teachers, so if you have good teachers and थोड़ा सा वक्त दे दें, I genuinely believe anyone can do it.
ओके रिजवान
Yeah.
तुम डॉक्टर बन रहे हो.
मुझसे पढ़ाई कर लिएगा.
या हमें टीचर मिल गया. अच्छा तो
पढ़ लो. अच्छा नहीं मैं
तुम्हारी लाइट गई हुई थी क्या? व्हाट हैपेंड? अंधेरे क्यों छा गए थे?
लाइक 30 सेकंड के लिए लाइट चली गई थी, वापस आ गई.
वाह दैट्स गुड.
बट मैं शेफ बनूंगा बड़ा हो.
प्लीज और बड़े नहीं हो सकते रिजवान. वी टॉक्ड अबाउट दिस. ओके now where are we in your life? You've graduated, you have spent time at an online publication. It was good for a while, not as fulfilling as perhaps you hoped it would be. Then you left, gave your exams, were about to give the last exam. आखिरी होता है USMLE. Is this USMLE जो तुम दे रहे थे?
जी जी जी
अच्छा, so उसका तीसरा था which you said.
जी.
Okay. तो
सब पता है, अली को सब पता है.
Oh, I'm also a smart guy. तो फिर उसके बाद, but you didn't do your last exam. Again, I think of everything through my own perspective because that's all I can do. अगर मैं डॉक्टर बनता और फिर डॉक्टर ना बनता और फिर USMLE के 3 में से 2 एग्जाम देता और तीसरे पे कहता कि यार दिल नहीं चाहता, तो इतने जूते पड़ते मुझे.
नहीं ऐसा नहीं है कि ये प्लान नहीं है देने का.
अच्छा.
It's just I was supposed to take it in April, लेकिन
Oh, this April?
Coronavirus thing happened.
Okay.
तो उसकी वजह से वो डिले हो गया है, लेकिन ये कि I'm gonna take it जैसे ही वो सेंटर्स खुलते हैं. But I'm doing this साथ मतलब
Okay.
the content creating and studying as well.
So the
sorry, I'm not aware of how this works, but to give these exams you actually have to fly to the US. क्या सीन होता है?
Only for one of them, but
Okay.
2 of them you can take wherever you are.
Oh, so
Acha,
this
okay.
third one you had to give. Is this the one that you had to go there for? Or is this the one that you have to give in Pakistan?
It's the one that I have to give in Pakistan.
Acha. Okay.
Okay.
All right. I think we're at the 25-minute mark. Let's take a break a bit early before we launch into your next chapter of your life, and we'll be back in a minute. ठीक है जी, be right back. Cut here. हाँ जी, we're back from our imaginary break. Asad, तो when we left off 4 hours ago, it was कि आपका आखिरी एग्जाम था, but before that, you took a decision. What was that decision?
So एक कॉमन फिनोमेना है कि जब आप पढ़ रहे होते हैं तो आपका दिमाग दूसरी चीजें सोच रहा था टू डिस्ट्रैक्ट योरसेल्फ.
Yeah.
तो उस मेरी पढ़ाई के दौरान ही आई थिंक आई वाज सिटिंग इन द लाइब्रेरी एंड आई वाज लाइक ओह शिट, लाइक व्हाट इफ वी क्रिएट दिस YouTube चैनल दैट्स फन टू वॉच एंड इट्स आल्सो एजुकेशनल. तो आई कॉल्ड अप माय फ्रेंड्स जिनको मुझे पता था कि उनका क्रिएटिव बेंट है टुवर्ड्स कंटेंट क्रिएशन, प्लस दानिश द वन हु इज वर्किंग विद मी ऑन दिस.
Yeah.
तो उनके साथ मैंने ये आइडिया डिस्कस किया एंड दे वर लाइक ठीक है, दिस इज अ ग्रेट आइडिया, मैच्योर इट अ बिट. अगले दिन मैंने कहा दानिश लेट्स मीट एंड टॉक अबाउट व्हाट आई वांट टू डू विद दिस. we were talking and then वो चलती चली गई बात और वो एक बहुत ही जबरदस्त आइडिया उसी वक्त क्रिएट हो गया दानिश और मेरी कॉन्वर्सेशन के दरमियान. And that's when Danish was like, listen, I think that it will be great if we can do this together. तो उधर ही से बस दानिश ने वो किया कि भाई let's just work on this together and चल गई
Why
चीज़.
did you get in touch with someone else to do this? Like, what was your usually? What I'm trying to ask is, people realize they could benefit with someone else's input. So, were there people initially that you were thinking you would partner with, or were you just getting in touch with people to see their opinion?
तो नहीं, ऐसा नहीं था कि मैं उनके साथ पार्टनर करूंगा. Two of them were my cousins who also work in the content creation industry to some extent, and two of them were my friends, एक दानिश और एक रामेश, those who do Bros Meet the World.
Mm-hmm.
तो उनके साथ मैंने कंटेंट के अंदर थोड़ा बहुत काम किया हुआ था, आइडिएशन के अंदर. तो जब बेसिकली आइडिया ये था कि इट वाज जस्ट टू बाउंस इट ऑफ देयर हेड्स एंड सी कि वो क्या कहते हैं इसके बारे में, and then I'd want to work on it independently. And it wasn't supposed to be as great aesthetically as it is right now. लेकिन क्योंकि मैंने कभी सोचा नहीं था कि मैं किसी के साथ पार्टनर करके कर रहा हूँ. I thought I would be doing this individually.
Okay.
Yeah.
And when you say you thought you would be doing this, what was the idea that you had? Like the initial idea?
So it was basically, I wanted medical school ki classes for laymen. This is what was in my head. I wanted to lecture people on what certain diseases are and how you can navigate independently उनके दौरान. ठीक है, जैसे कि ब्लड प्रेशर क्या होता है, क्यों होता है, एंड हाउ यू कैन स्क्रीन फॉर इट, not treat it per se, but screen for certain prevalent diseases जो हमारे मुल्क में और दुनिया में prevalent है बहुत ज़्यादा. तो idea was a very bland one. It wasn't like completely infotainment. It was basically just informational. लेकिन because ये लोग जो थे वो already content के अंदर काम कर रहे थे, digital sphere के अंदर काम कर रहे थे, तो उनको पता था कि just information won't work. It has to be packaged in a certain way. And that's where I say कि it's 50% me and 50% Danish.
And why did you think this would be a good idea? Like, what was the need that this channel would be fulfilling?
Okay, so a few things happened in my life during that time. Just like I saw a friend's mother go through a breast cancer and pass away. And it was, the signs that were supposed to be, पहले से पकड़ लिए जाने चाहिए थे, वो signs एक साल पहले से मौजूद थे before the diagnosis. So it was just a very shocking experience for me कि यार एक इतनी कॉमन सी इंफॉर्मेशन जो कि सबको पता होनी चाहिए, इनको क्यों नहीं पता था. Someone who is well off in the world, educated, इनको क्यों नहीं पता था ये बात. And I realized कि यहाँ पे एक कम्युनिकेशन गैप हो रहा है, कहीं ना कहीं कुछ ना कुछ गड़बड़ हो रही है कि लोगों की तरफ कम्युनिकेट नहीं की जा रही हैं सही से चीजें. And I wanted to help change that. I wanted to be like कि ठीक है यार, आपको नहीं पता, I will try and feed you that information however I can. तो वहाँ से एक चीज निकली थी कि those preventable deaths and those preventable diseases, we should be able to prevent them.
Okay. Yeah, that does make sense. So फिर you partnered with your friend Danish, and फिर क्या हुआ? How did it begin?
तो पहले क्योंकि मेरे जहन में वो एक लेक्चर वाला सीन था, तो इट वाज बिल्डिंग अप एज अ कोर्स, एक स्टेप बाय स्टेप प्रोसेस था कि ये पता होगा आपको, तो उसके बाद आप इसके ऊपर ये अप्लाई करेंगे, फिर इसके ऊपर अप्लाई करेंगे. बट दानिश वाज लाइक सर, इट हैज टू बी लाइक इंडिपेंडेंट, कि कोई नया बंदा आके वीडियो देखे, ही शुडंट बी डिपेंडेंट ऑन योर प्रीवियस वीडियोस. तो इस तरीके से दानिश काइंड ऑफ मोल्डेड इट इनटू व्हाट इट इज राइट नाउ. हमारा जो वर्किंग केमिस्ट्री थी वो बहुत अच्छी थी, लकीली, कि जो हम लोग का दिमाग चलता था वो बहुत साथ में अच्छा चलता था. तो इफ यू वॉच आवर फर्स्ट फ्यू वीडियोस, दैट्स वेयर वी आर ट्राइंग टू फाइंड आवर वॉइसेस. तो उसमें आप देखेंगे कि हमने कितना क्रिएटिवली चीज़ों को एक्सपेरिमेंट किया, जस्ट टू फाइंड द राइट बैलेंस ऑफ इंफॉर्मेशन एंड एंटरटेनमेंट, जहाँ पे एंटरटेनमेंट डजंट ड्राउन योर इंफॉर्मेशन एंड इंफॉर्मेशन डजंट ड्राउन द एंटरटेनमेंट.
Right.
वो बहुत ही बड़ी मजे का बैलेंस ढूंढा जो कि surprisingly is working and working really well with the layman now.
And did the Instagram start at the same time?
It did, and it was basically a supplementation to what I couldn't speak about on the YouTube channel. Basically, के YouTube channel के अंदर we wanted it to be small videos that are packed with information and entertainment, but not too much detail. So
Okay.
Instagram became a sort of a free platform for me to express extra information about those certain diseases.
Right, because they're
Wow.
both very different mediums. Zahir hai, so the information you can put in both is quite different. Acha.
Yeah,
So how has the experience been? So how long has this been since you've had this channel going?
it's been 6-7 months.
So it's very
Uh,
recent
very recent, yes.
in like the grand scheme of things. And the growth has that been something you were expecting, or is it like beyond your expectations?
It has been very well received. I did not expect this, honestly. And very early on, very early on, like I think second or third month था हमारा कि जहाँ पे the entire YouTube community had kind of embraced us as a
Yeah,
legitimate content creator.
yeah.
तो वो एक बहुत अच्छी चीज़ थी. उनकी तरफ से जो validation थी, उनकी तरफ से जो support था, वो बहुत 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 helpful था.
Hmm.
I don't think it would have been possible without any of those people vocally vouching for our channel. So the growth has been pretty decent. I did not expect anything more than this, and I expected way less. So काफी, I'm happy with how it's progressing so far. मतलब अच्छा है.
And
We talk about validation from the YouTube community as a content creator, जो तुम कर रहे हो, for sure. But are you also looking for validation from the medical community, like Pakistan में at least?
Definitely. Medical community से भी बहुत अच्छी वो positive वो आया था review. क्या कहते हैं? I used to work at Aga Khan. जो consultants कह लें जिन्हें आप attending physicians. They
Yeah.
knew about the platform. They knew about what I was doing, and it was very well received everywhere. I was going to start a medical podcast, just specifically revolving around certain
Yeah.
preventable diseases. तो उसके बारे में मैंने invites भेजे थे लोगों attending physicians को जो कि were accepted, which was a big deal for me.
Oh,
So
that is
medical,
nice. Yeah.
the medical community has embraced it really well and have been very supportive throughout. इसके अलावा जो एक बड़ा स्टैम्प मिला था हमें वैलिडेशन का, वो तब मिला था ड्यूरिंग द कोरोना वायरस सिचुएशन व्हेन इट स्टार्टेड.
Yeah.
तो वी वर asked to be a part of a public service announcement for the government's PSA.
Oh, okay.
So that was a big deal for us.
Sorry, can I ask something?
Yeah.
Say connected. आगे you are a qualified doctor for sure, and a content creator now. But do you have to deal with some kind of legality के तुम लोग क्या बता सकते हो लोगों को और क्या नहीं? Even if you're getting like validation, at least verbal form में from the medical community, is there legality you have to deal with in Pakistan?
There is something called telemedicine, and since I am licensed, I can prescribe and I can
Okay.
prescribe tests and drugs, but I prefer not to. Like we've made this very clear rule that we're never going to give out diagnostics and we're never going to give out prescriptions.
Okay.
वो एक
Yeah.
चीज है because
Yeah.
I understand कि जो इंटरनेट का मीडियम है वहाँ पे बहुत सारी limitations हैं, और मेरी भी information में limitations है. Like I'm not very well experienced. I know of the basic sciences, but I'm not well practiced enough कि मैं आपकी चीजों को थोड़ा सा सुन के ही समझ सकता हूँ कि क्या हो रहा है. तो ऐसा नहीं है. तो what I do is I encourage people to go towards professionals who have been working, और मैं telemedicine की तरफ उनको read out कर देता हूँ. But I don't give out diagnosis and I don't give out prescriptions.
Okay.
मतलब you could give out a prescription, like अगर someone just calls you and like bro ये मसला है, हाँ 18 ibuprofen खा लो सब सही हो जाएगा. Oh wow, okay. And could you do it like could it work through your YouTube? Like वीडियो में तुम कह दो कि अगर आपको ये मसला है, ये सिम्टम है, तो आप ये दवा ले लें. That would be weird.
It would be bad because वो एक ही चीज सब इंसान के ऊपर नहीं है. It's not a one size fit all situation.
Sure.
वो videos पे obviously I can't, but I get individual messages sometimes जहाँ पे बहुत ही specific चीजें होती हैं उनके बारे में I can, but I prefer not to.
Yeah, that leads in a great segue to my next question, which was going to be, तो एक तो बात होती है कि भाई देखो बंदा डॉक्टर है, मेरे खानदान में बहुत डॉक्टर्स हैं,
Yeah.
you're also a doctor, I'm sure you have doctors in your family. तो what that means for them is कि वो दुनिया में जिधर भी रहें और अगला बंदा सवाल पूछने वाला भी जिधर भी रह रहा हो, that person is now their doctor, and they won't go to their local GP or whatever. So, but you've taken that. That was perhaps already the scenario. Okay, everyone is just asking you for advice. But beyond your direct social circle, you've now expanded it to like thousands of people on YouTube and Instagram. So
Yeah.
does that mean that you just get messages all day कि भाई मुझे ये बीमारी हो गई है, मेरी रंग काला हो गया, एक आंख नहीं खुल रही, whatever? Does that happen to you?
All the time.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Wow.
कभी कभार okay, so एक चीज है कि I think जो सबसे important चीज होती है वो ये होती है कि people अगर उनको समझ आ जाए ना कि उनकी बीमारी क्या है, तो it becomes a little easier to handle. Like it's easy to tackle a problem if you know what the problem is, right? तो मेरा जो यहाँ पे रोल होता है वो मैं ये करता हूँ कि ठीक है, आई ट्राई टू एक्सप्लेन व्हाट द डिजीज इज एंड आई ट्राई टू एक्सप्लेन कि आपको किन किन चीज़ों का ख्याल रखना है और किन किन चीज़ों के क्या क्या ऐसी सिचुएशंस हैं जहाँ पे आप घर पे ना बैठे हैं, फौरन अस्पताल जाएं. तो मेरा जो पूरा जो फोकस होता है वो एक तो उनको समझाने में होता है कि व्हाट द डिजीज इज and then how to prevent complications and what to look out for. तो बहुत ही छोटे उसके अंदर एक क्या कहते हैं समझें, एक reassurance भी होती है, एक understanding भी देनी होती है. तो it's a lot of things. It's a big burden to inflict
Yeah.
upon oneself.
Yeah.
And I feel कि ये मेरे ऊपर काफी हावी होता जा रहा है because I have started to curtail the amount of responses that I give.
Like in the grand scheme of things, what we do doesn't really matter in terms of like लोगों की जिंदगी. It's just entertainment. But the questions that you're getting are perhaps all important questions. But as a person, there's only so much you can respond to. And then as a doctor, there's only so much information that you have on text that you can responsibly give advice to. So, yeah, I mean, it's tough that you've been doing this. I don't know if there's a question in this statement, but I just want to get your feelings on this.
हाँ, तो इसमें ना एक बड़ा वो as long as I've been doing this 6-7 months, तो उसमें एक system बन गया एक तरह का कि there are some people, and that's a lot of people, who are just using you as a Google search.
Right.
ठीक है. So instead of just going on Google and searching about it, they're asking you the question, and I've started to avoid those. फिर एक होते हैं कि बस मुझे ये है, अब मुझे अर्जेंटली बता दें, मुझे बहुत परेशानी हो रही है. अब मैं कहता हूँ अगर मैं सोचता हूँ अगर आपको इतनी अर्जेंसी है, then you would be going to a hospital, not texting someone on Instagram.
Yeah.
So I tend to avoid those.
Mm-hmm.
फिर एक होते हैं कि I've been diagnosed with a certain disease and I'm really confused and I'm really परेशान about this. What do I do? That's what I respond to because I'm like ठीक है, she knows this person knows what's up. उनको पता है कि उनको क्या बीमारी है, उनको पता है कि उनको बेसिकली क्या है, उनको एंजाइटी. एंड पर्सनली लाइक मेरा जो बेंट है वो साइकाइट्री की तरफ भी है थोड़ा सा. तो आई एम यूजिंग दिस एज अ प्लेटफॉर्म टू रीअश्योर पीपल कि यार ठीक है, दिस इज व्हाट यू हैव बीन डायग्नोस्ड विद, दिस इज अ प्रॉब्लम, दिस इज द सॉल्यूशन एंड दिस इज द वे टू गो. तो इस तरीके से उन लोगों को मैं रिस्पॉन्ड करना ज़्यादा प्रेफर करता हूँ जिनको ऑलरेडी पता होता है उनका प्रॉब्लम क्या है एंड दे आर जस्ट कंफ्यूज्ड और रियली एंग्शियस अबाउट इट.
Is it hard to get to those people, considering that if you're getting like lots and lots of messages, do you go through all your messages to sift through?
I do. I do.
Wow.
And then there's this platform that I've created on WhatsApp as well, जहाँ पे मैंने अपना एक अलग नंबर बना के लोगों को दिया हुआ है. In case they have any questions, they can send it to me over there. मैं उनको हफ्ते में एक दफा खोल के respond कर देता हूँ.
Okay.
So मतलब your target audience is not people who would probably want something like WebMD and put in their symptoms, but something like a second opinion of a doctor. Yeah.
भाई देखें इसमें मसला ये है कि वेब एमडी भी ना in the hands of someone who doesn't understand is
Yeah.
a monster.
Mm.
ठीक है, it's not helpful. मैं बस ये चाहता हूँ कि मेरी जो टारगेट ऑडियंस है या मेरा जो बेसिकली टारगेट है वो ये है कि यार लोगों को एक बेसिक अंडरस्टैंडिंग ऑफ ह्यूमन बॉडी अगर समझ आ जाएगी ना, सो दे नो कि यार इस दवा को खाने से क्यों सही होता है और इस नीम के पत्ते को खाने से क्यों डेंगू ठीक नहीं होता. ठीक है, तो
Yeah.
एटलीस्ट उनके जहन में ये चीज बैठ जाएगी कि क्यों गला खराब अगर वायरल फ्लू की वजह से है तो एंटीबायोटिक्स वर्क नहीं करेंगी.
Mm.
Okay.
ठीक है,
Bro, there is like antibiotics तो हमारे यहाँ मतलब शरई
Pop.
शरई तौर पे इन्फोर्स किया. Bro, antibiotics खांसी है तो मैं एंटीबायोटिक्स के बगैर खाली नहीं हो सकता, हो ही नहीं सकता.
Augmentin का सालन बन रहा है वो इधर.
people snorting augmentin का चूरा.
Fucking hell. But do you think that people watching or people who have been interacting with your Instagram or your YouTube or your WhatsApp group, I don't know, man. It's really hard because hamari abadi is like in the fucking millions and tumhare viewers are in thousands of thousands. The question I think I'm asking is, do you expect to see change in how people, after interacting with your content, approach bimariyan and approach, the understanding of human ailments?
Realistically, it's very hard for me to see that happen, honestly speaking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because जो even मेरे पेरेंट्स भी बहुत शौक से और बहुत रेगुलरली और फैंस की तरह देखते हैं कि भाई वीडियो आ गई, अच्छा अच्छा. And even after watching all of that, they would still come up with the same myths, same misunderstanding जो
Yeah.
उसमें ऑलरेडी मैं बस्ट कर चुका हूँ. बट अभी हमने रिसेंटली एक स्मोकिंग के ऊपर वीडियो बनाई थी और उसमें बताया था कि हाउ स्मोकिंग अफेक्ट्स योर एंटायर बॉडी.
जी go on.
मैंने देखी नहीं ना वीडियो.
वरना तो बस.
a lot of people messaged and they told me that they stopped smoking. एक लड़का था जिसने पूरी वीडियो बनाई थी, इसने कहा कि वो 15 साल से स्मोक कर रहा है. And he was just 25 years old. No, 30 years old. He was 30 years old and he was smoking for the last 15 years. तो उसने मतलब पहली दफा इरादा किया स्मोकिंग छोड़ने का and he said कि मैंने अभी 1 महीना हो गया मुझे छोड़े हुए. I haven't followed up with that. लेकिन एक और है, he's a pretty popular guy. He collects. अच्छा, I don't want to say anything about him, but he's a very popular guy. तो वो उसने भी मुझे मैसेज किया, उन्होंने कहा कि हाँ ठीक है, I've stopped smoking as well because ये certain symptoms भी आ रहे थे मुझे.
Okay.
तो ये 2-3 वो मिल जाती है कि कि 2-3 जगह से फीडबैक मिल जाता है कि हाँ ठीक है. तो आई वुड से कि इट्स अ रिपल इफेक्ट. अभी आई एम स्मॉल, इट डजंट हैव अ लॉट ऑफ इफेक्ट, दैट्स फाइन. और अभी ना हो भी ये रहा है कि माय कंटेंट इज जस्ट लिमिटेड टू मैसेजिंग. इट्स नॉट कॉलिंग टू एक्शन कि
Yeah.
आपको मैं कुछ बोल रहा हूँ कुछ करने के लिए या मैं खुद कुछ प्रैक्टिस कर रहा हूँ. तो आई हैव a certain plan to kind of inspire action for your health. तो उसमें मैंने काम करना है, बट इट्स सैडली कोरोना की वजह से भी काफी ये डिले हो गए.
Yeah.
लेकिन देयर इज अ प्लान दैट आई वांट टू एक्सपैंड ऑन. आई नो कि सिर्फ मैसेजिंग से कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ना.
Okay. Is there a next step that you've thought of beyond social media and content creation?
So social media and content creation has always been, it can never be an end game for anyone right now who's a content creator on YouTube and anywhere on another platform. It can never be an end game because you are alive as long as the platform is working. Or जैसी platform किसी भी वजह से it doesn't work, your entire work goes with it. So beyond social media hai, basically social media is just to kind of establish myself and see. Honestly, initially जब मैं coming into this I wasn't already thinking about all of these things. लेकिन जब मैंने ये करना शुरू किया था, I was like, ठीक है, this is helping me build a rapport with people. I would want to then come here, once I've trained myself and once I've specialized in psychiatry or whatever I want to specialize in. I want to come here and I want to kind of give back to the community in however way I can. ये जो rapport है, ये जो social media cloud जो मिल गया है इत्तेफाक से, उसको इस्तेमाल करके किस तरीके से मैं और बेहतर चीजें कर सकता हूँ in real life on the ground, not just in digital space, I would want to do that. And I think उसमें दो तीन चीजें हैं, जैसे कि I want to write a book for the layman into navigating certain health conditions on their own. जहाँ पे वो legalities वाली चीजें भी cover हो जाएंगी, वो उसमें भी नहीं घुस रहा, and just so that they know how to take care of themselves, and if not themselves, their parents.
Right.
तो
Yeah.
इस तरीके के एक आइडिया है जहन में, और भी बहुत सारी चीज़ें हैं, बट करंटली जो जिस तरीके से इसको लेवरेज करने का इरादा है वो यही है कि जस्ट find a way to give back to the community somehow.
Yeah, two questions. So, are there other people doing similar videos in Pakistan? Or दूसरा maybe connected सवाल is like, is there some kind of a regulatory body that would check कौन क्या बना के about very similar stuff लोगों को दिखा रहा है या बता रहा है?
How social media works and how free speech works, उसमें इस तरह का सीन है कि आप रेगुलेट नहीं कर सकते, वो आप you're free to post हर किस्म की झूठी खबरें as well, and
Yeah.
that's what's happening on Facebook and YouTube all the time. कोरोना वायरस के 6000 टोटके आ चुके हैं अभी तक जो कि वर्क करते हैं, लेकिन पूरी दुनिया को नहीं पता इसके बारे में.
Yeah.
There are some doctors जो अच्छा काम कर रहे हैं इसके ऊपर. Obviously they're not in the infotainment business because their stature and their respect doesn't allow that. लेकिन वो बहुत अच्छा काम कर रहे हैं. I don't remember their names, but I do follow them on.
Would you consider, just to pause on that stature wali baat, would you consider that an oversight on their part?
देखिए वो एक बड़ी उम्र के लोग हैं एंड डिफरेंट जनरेशन के लोग हैं, तो the social media came way after they had kind of established themselves in their careers. तो उनको ओवरसाइट नहीं बोलूँगा, लेकिन ये कि आई डू फील करंटली जो हमारी जो जनरेशन है ऑफ डॉक्टर्स, they are failing to grasp the utility and the power that social media can bring about, and the kind of magnified efforts, अपने एफर्ट्स को किस तरीके से वो मैग्नीफाई कर सकते हैं थ्रू सोशल मीडिया, वो उसको देख नहीं पा रहे हैं इवन हमारी जनरेशन के लोग. तो आई थिंक oversight not just in those doctors who are doing typical किस्म की चीजें, but oversight in all the professionals. जानी कि अगर आपको सारे professionals को लगता यही है कि like why isn't there any engineer who just comes up on YouTube and then gives people like गाड़ियों के बारे में mechanical information, like why isn't that
I guess that is another long discussion about why content lacks like यहाँ पे why people are not making
I think
content.
it's also because हमारे यहाँ it's still relatively new video content creation.
तो इसमें ये है कि I think in general like it's easy to follow a certain path जहाँ पे किसी ने already चीजें set out की हुई हैं.
Yeah.
जैसे इरफान ने जो has a certain style and it's easy to mimic. Like people then would want to recreate those. People look at it in a very like negative and a very derogatory way कि यार सब एक ही चीज पे लग गए. But I think that is how they will practice their whatever this art they're trying to
For
practice
sure.
and find their voices.
Yeah.
So I think it's an entire journey जहाँ पे वो पहुंच जाएंगे, लेकिन हर कोई यूनिक चीज नहीं लेके आ सकता. ऑब्वियसली देयर इज ऑलवेज गोइंग टू बी अ सर्टेन ब्रांच ऑफ अ सर्टेन थिंग. जो जहाँ तक यूट्यूब की लेजिटिमेसी की बात है, तो इट्स नॉट जस्ट कि उसको लेजिटिमाइज नहीं किया गया, बट इट्स आल्सो it was banned for 3 years or something.
Yeah.
That was a big thing. I remember particularly in that हमारा दोस्त है एक नादिर शहजाद, and he has अब वो एक सिंगर हैं, सॉन्ग राइटर हैं, असिस्टेंट डायरेक्टर हैं वो फिल्मों वगैरह के, but he also has like this very weird sense of humor, and he used to utilize that honestly disturbing sense of humor
On Snapchat.
before the YouTube ban. He had a thing. Yeah, well, Mega Boys, Lassan TV, all those people. And I remember even on Facebook, chalo, but mainly on YouTube, there was like a wave That was, I think, the first wave of Pakistani content I'd seen where people
Bro,
were doing skits.
there was Naked Tyrant.
Naked Tyrant,
Naked Tyrant,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
yeah,
and it was like Naked Tyrant को देख के लोगों ने करना शुरू किया, mega bias थे. There were people who were doing funny things, then there were people doing like shit posting funny things, and then uska beat version. It was evolving very quickly, and all of that stopped with the YouTube ban.
yeah.
I think that's also, you're right in saying that perhaps that is the reason why we're still a bit behind compared to where perhaps we should have been.
But
लेकिन ये कि जी
sorry, you did mention beach में कहीं like you do want to give something back to the community, like specific content. अगर तुम्हारे content की बात की जाए, is that something people should do? Yeah, is there a good? Should they look for monetizing this too, like medical advice on YouTube videos? I don't know. Or are you looking to monetize this someday? Yeah, क्या scene?
Okay, so what we do is very labor intensive. Like it takes a lot of time for me to come up with a good script, and then it takes a lot of time for Danish to edit those.
Yeah,
मतलब अब if you
there's a
look
lot
at
of
those,
production.
हाँ
Yeah,
काफी production heavy है. I do think it would help if it's monetized because
yeah,
क्या कहते हैं, it is monetizable content and it is very unique in
yeah,
a way. So obviously there's nothing wrong with monetization of
yeah,
content.
yeah, for sure.
लेकिन वही है कि पाकिस्तानी जो ऑडियंस है उसके अंदर एक नेगेटिव वो है, उस लेंस से देखती है उसको कि ठीक है ये सेल आउट हो गया. एंड आई अग्री टू सम एक्सटेंट कि काफ़ी सारी चीज़ें लोग ऐसी एंडोर्स करते हैं जो वो नहीं एंडोर्स करते जनरली, ठीक है, लेकिन जस्ट फॉर द सेक ऑफ मनी दे डू दैट. बहुत ही एक it's a very like thin line between doing something that supports you and then doing something that's just making use of your audience and
Yeah.
making fool out of them, ठीक है.
Yeah,
तो वो एक बैलेंस है जो मैं चाहता हूँ एथिकली एंड मॉरली कि मैं उसको वॉक करूँ सही से, जहाँ पे मैं फजूल चीज़ें लोगों के उसमें ना ठूसूं. बट so far it's been pretty decent because हुआ ये कि because of the kind of videos that we were making, there was this company that approached us and wanted us to make explainer videos for their product.
Oh.
okay.
तो we made sort of like DVCs कह लें उनको, जहाँ पे मैं उनको जिस तरह से मैं अपना चीज़ें एक्सप्लेन करता हूँ मैं उनकी चीज़ें एक्सप्लेन कर रहा हूँ. And it went on their platform. It was marketed from their platform. तो मेरे वाले audience को कुछ effect नहीं हुआ. And I still got paid for that. So that was pretty decent.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter, got paid. Well, good. That's good though. And then I think that's fine. ये eventually होगा Pakistan में. Like you're one of the first few people who's doing medical related content creation. आहिस्ता आहिस्ता बढ़ेगा, लोग आएंगे. And eventually, like has happened everywhere. मतलब ओपरा पे भी डॉक्टर ऑज आते हैं and वो अपनी कहानी कह देते हैं and then बाकी medical community is like, bro, how is this guy a doctor? तो हमारे यहाँ भी eventually आ ही जाएगा, and then at the end of the day you just hope that the audience is like aware enough, you know, to be able to parse what information is good and what's not.
बस देखिए वही बात है कि at the end of the day there's this entire sea, the content, ठीक है, पूरा sea of content, and you can only make like certain contributions to it. कुछ लोगों की contributions कुछ छोटी सी हैं, कुछ की बड़ी हैं. इरफान जो has a huge audience, मेरी audience बहुत छोटी है, तो मैं छोटी सी contribution कर सकता हूँ, but I would want to throw something in that sea जो कि फायदेमंद हो, ये ना हो कि मतलब मैं कचरा फेंक रहा हूँ.
Yeah.
तो it's
Yeah.
just that you know आप अपनी contribution कर रहे हैं, you forget कि उसका कितना बड़ा impact है, कितना बड़ा impact नहीं है. As long as you're satisfied morally and ethically कि हाँ यार मैं सही चीज डाल रहा हूँ उसमें, बस that's it. That's all that matters.
Given that you have such a profound, heavy, prominence word. Given that you have such a prominent aspect in your content creation where you are looking to help people and your videos are issue-based, subject-based, topic-based, how do you come up with a topic? How does it get prioritized? Like, is there a list that you've already made? Do you make it like किसी से बात करके like on a dynamic way कि अच्छा हाँ, I didn't think of this, but turns out this is like a gap in awam ki knowledge. There should be a video on it, etc.
मेरा जो initial bent है वो इस तरफ है कि preventable diseases.
Okay.
So preventable diseases and diseases that can be screened for. तो जैसे कि साइलेंट डिजीजेज होती हैं जो जिनके लिए आपको स्क्रीन करना पड़ता है लोगों को, हाइपरटेंशन हो गया, डायबिटीज हो गई, हाइपर कोलेस्ट्रॉल हो गया। पीपल यहाँ पे हमारा रिवाज नहीं है स्क्रीनिंग का इतना ज़्यादा, अनटिल एंड अनलेस कोई सिम्टम पॉप अप होता है तभी लोग जाके उसके टेस्ट करवाते हैं। तो मेरा मकसद यही है प्राइमरीली टू पिक अप दोज टॉपिक्स जो कि स्क्रीनिंग बेस्ड हो, और फिर उस तरह के टॉपिक्स जो कि प्रिवेंटेबल हों, जस्ट जहाँ पे मुझे लगता हो कि लोगों की एक गैप है अंडरस्टैंडिंग के अंदर कि व्हाट हाउ डज लाइक how does calories work, how does diet work, what does smoking do to your body.
नहीं नहीं और करीब मत आओ उसको और सिगरेट पी लेगा. But again, is there room for like adjusting? Like I'm sure you have like your episodes planned out in advance because then you have to write a script. There has to be proper work done for it. But is there room? But you're saying you think you make this video based on what you think. Okay, there's a gap in knowledge for. So that will be based on your personal experience, लोगों से बातें करके कि ब्रो ये तो आवाम majority लोगों को तो पता ही नहीं कि डाइट का मतलब क्या होता है. Is there then room within the planning? This is just a behind the scenes sort of question. Is there room within the planning कि something just randomly shows up or randomly becomes popular and you're like I should do a video, keto कर रहे थे सब, and then you're like अच्छा सब बात तो कर रहे हैं, there's a certain wave now, I'll do a video on it. Is that or is it like just planned fully in advance and you stick to your schedule?
नहीं नहीं, बहुत फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी है इसके अंदर, ये कि समथिंग कुछ चीज़ें बहुत अर्ली ऑन प्लान्ड हैं, बहुत सारे स्क्रिप्ट्स ऑलरेडी लिखे हुए रखे हुए हैं, कुछ एकदम से आता है तो वो बस में अच्छा बेसिकली ये भी होता है कि यार हाँ ठीक है अब ये ज़्यादा रेलेवेंट है, इसके बारे में बात कर लेनी चाहिए. मैं ट्रेंडिंग टॉपिक के ऊपर ज़्यादा जंप नहीं करने की कोशिश करता. इवन विद द कोरोना वायरस थिंग आई वाजंट टॉकिंग अबाउट इट फॉर अ वेरी लॉन्ग टाइम, जब तक कोई solidified information नहीं आ गई थी. So I don't
Yeah.
want to milk on trends as well. It's just कि since I've worked a year in the hospital, I know people कि मेरे घर के अंदर किस तरीके से लोग अपनी सेहत का ख्याल नहीं रखते, और किस तरीके मेरे सर्कल में किस तरह से लोग अपनी सेहत का ख्याल नहीं रखते हैं, इंक्लूडिंग मी एज वेल, नॉट जस्ट मैं सबसे बेहतर हूँ. तो वो सब चीज़ें देखते हुए वो उनके हिसाब से करता हूँ. प्लस ये कि जो मैसेजेस आते हैं उसके अंदर होता है कि प्लीज़ इसके बारे में बात करें, प्लीज़ एज़मा के बारे में बात करें, इसके बारे में बात. आई एम लाइक ठीक है, this is a disease that that's troubling people. अभी recently I received around 16-17 messages from teenagers asking me कि gynecomastia क्या होता है और हमें उसके बारे में बताइए. It's basically when breast tissue develops in men.
Okay.
और usually बच्चों के टाइम पे होता है. It's like when you hit puberty उस तरफ शुरू होता है and then it kind of dissolves in its own.
Yeah.
तो उसकी वो एक बहुत distressing time होता है for teenagers and they're very like they're very scared and they're very anxious. तो मुझे लगता है कि हाँ ठीक है यार इसके बारे में बात कर लेनी चाहिए. Hypertension is a very prevalent thing, इसके बारे में बात कर लेनी चाहिए. तो this is how just लोगों से बात करके और जिस तरीके से extract कर लेते हैं, it's all very flexible, it's not very like strict.
And the last behind the scenes question I have is there, I don't know if you might have already done this, but I don't think you have, but in the future in your videos, is there room for getting other people on with you?
जैसे मैंने पॉडकास्ट की बात की थी उसके अंदर वी आर कॉन्टेम्पलेटिंग टू हैव डिफरेंट डॉक्टर्स ऑन बोर्ड. इसके अलावा आई टच ऑन सर्टन गायनेकोलॉजिक प्रॉब्लम्स, जैसे कि वी डिड अ वीडियो ऑन ब्रेस्ट कैंसर एंड वी आर गोइंग टू डू अ वीडियो ऑन एंडोमेट्रियोसिस. So I would rather have a female doctor with me on that to talk about certain aspects of it जो कि सिर्फ एक खातून ही समझ सकती हैं. इसके अलावा भी when I built this platform, it was not supposed to be just for doctors, but also everything related to health sciences. So it has pharmacists and nurses, physiotherapists, सब चीज़ों को मद्देनजर रखते हुए ये बनाया था. तो I would want to open this platform up in a certain time for those paramedical क्या कहते हैं या दूसरे हेल्थ रिलेटेड जो प्रोफेशंस हैं उनके लिए.
All right, that's all the questions I had. Rizwan, do you have something else before we move on to our last burning situation?
Just a, I think a small question about ke, is there something that you would not talk about, considering कि उसका शायद कोई cultural backlash मिल जाए? For example, like
Sex education.
sex education, or we have seen a lot of weird opinions on talking about breast cancer itself, like representation of breast cancer in public. अगर आप उसका breast cancer day मना रहे हो, अगर people are
Periods,
getting
menstrual issues, female
yeah, menstrual
hygiene.
issues.
Yeah.
So would you just skip them, or would you? I don't know, like what a person
Is that a
should do.
concern?
Because, हाँ,
Initially it was because हमें अपनी आवाज़ ढूंढने में भी थोड़ी सी मुश्किल हो रही थी. लेकिन when we found our voice, we found कि हम किस तरीके से इसको बैलेंस कर सकते हैं respectfully, और जहाँ पे हम टैबू वाले एलिमेंट से भी बच सकते हैं. So if
okay,
you, I would really urge you guys if you can watch our breast cancer video. It
okay,
is one of
Link
the most.
below.
I absolutely love it because I think it's one of the most tastefully made videos that we've.
okay,
मुझे मतलब मैं डर रहा था उसको address करने से, and I consulted a few breast surgeons in AKU कि उन्होंने कहा कि देखें this is a very difficult topic and I'm skeptical कि तुम इसको किस तरीके से handle करोगे. And once the video came out, she was like, I'm impressed. Like, ठीक है, this
yeah,
is
wow,
very tastefully
yeah,
handled. तो उससे मुझे एक थोड़ा सा वो मिला है, एक समझे शय मिल गई है कि I think I want to approach those certain taboo topics जो आपकी बाउंड्री से थोड़े से बाहर हैं और उनको किस तरीके से respectfully टच करके वापस आना है वो मैं I would want to do that.
okay,
So
yeah,
STDs is on the list, HIV is on the
yeah,
list.
yeah.
Sex education not particularly, but STDs and HIV yes, 100%.
Yeah.
वो तो उस पर बहुत ज़्यादा focus करना है.
Okay. Excellent. Asad, is there anything you want to mention before we get to our last topic that you didn't want to talk about?
uh, I'm just happy. I'm having a very 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 good time talking about all of this with you guys.
Wow,
मजा आ रहा है
yeah.
मुझे. I I
That's
don't have
great,
any.
buddy. And since you're not a weird guy, thankfully, I think अच्छा होगा if you can come back also in the future. ये बात हम usually end में करते हैं, but अभी
Yeah,
तुमने
yeah.
हमारी तारीफ
Bro,
कर दी तो हम भी.
I've never talked this much during an interview. Yeah, this is cool.
Yeah.
Informative.
If there's nothing else, then our global national crisis. क्या हालात हैं भाई कोरोना वायरस के? We've done a series, by the way, for people watching, for you, everyone. We did a Corona World Tour sort of series. I think उस पर एक follow-up episode भी आएगी. But that was not focused so much on the बीमारी, but it was sort of focused on like the initial stages जब पाकिस्तान में lockdown हो रहा था. So in that week, we spoke to like a whole bunch of people. It's not in the podcast schedule. It's just on our YouTube, different playlist. और उसमें we spoke to like people from across the globe, and we asked their opinions and क्या हालात हैं और क्या situation है, etc., etc. And I think it's not been too long since that series, and already like so much has changed.
Yeah.
What is, we have a few people who listen to us, and I guess it would be good if they got some sort of guidance which they could consider. It's really hard to follow a lot of procedures in a place like Pakistan. There are a lot of limitations सबकी अपनी जिंदगी में. But like, what are you seeing आजकल के हालात में from a medical professional point of view in Karachi, I would say, and what is like the basic stuff that people are doing wrong, and considering the halat that are there now, or at least news में जो आ रहे हैं, will you be doing a coronavirus video also anytime soon?
तो जैसे मैंने पहले mention किया कि I was trying to avoid doing a lot of coronavirus videos on my platform because मुझे लग रहा था कि मैं इसको मिल्क ना कर रहा हूँ, ठीक है, और ज़बरदस्ती वो एक तरह से, क्योंकि it's a very rapidly developing situation. और हर रोज एक नई इन्फॉर्मेशन होती है, तो मैं चाहूँ तो मैं उसके बारे में हर रोज एक कुछ ना कुछ निकाल सकता हूँ, बट आई जस्ट डोंट वांट टू गिव हाफ बेक्ड इन्फॉर्मेशन. जहाँ तक सिचुएशन की खुद की बात है तो इट्स इवन एज समवन हु इज लुकिंग एट इट फ्रॉम अ वेरी दूर का पर्सपेक्टिव, मतलब मैं ग्राउंड के ऊपर नहीं काम कर रहा हूँ अभी, मैं एक बाहर थर्ड पर्सन पर्सपेक्टिव से देख रहा हूँ उसको, तो बहुत ही तेज़ी से डेवलप हो रही है. और you know how we initially thought that this was a respiratory tract infection. The entire perspective has now changed, and it is not a respiratory tract infection anymore.
I've
It is.
heard someone was saying that it's more like perhaps like a heart disease closer to that.
It's basically the infection of your in the arteries of your entire body, and this is why it affects all the organs in your body, and it has that detrimental kind of effect in people who
I saw there
unfortunately.
was people were posting that there was like this symptom where your toes get like discolored or something. Coronavirus toes ka kuch chakkar hai.
Yes, yes. It's and the hypothesis that it's a vascular disease explains everything. और उसकी वजह से जो लाइन ऑफ ट्रीटमेंट है वो भी चेंज हो गई है, उसका देखने का नज़रिया भी चेंज हो गया, तो इट्स अ वेरी रैपिडली डेवलपिंग सिचुएशन जिसके बारे में कुछ कहना बहुत काबिल वक्त है अभी भी. बट कंसिडरिंग के व्हाट्स हैपनिंग इन पाकिस्तान राइट नाउ, I'm surprised that people are surprised. Like this was supposed to happen,
Yeah.
and numbers were supposed to rise. This is how exponential growth works.
Yeah.
The issue that I am concerned about is that we don't have enough hospitals at the moment to house uh, everyone, even right now. Like even the just the critical patients. अभी उनको भी house करने के लिए हमारे पास इतने अस्पताल नहीं हैं. So that's a very concerning situation, and I feel that for the last 2 months, जिधर हम लोग लॉकडाउन किए हुए थे या लॉकडाउन की से एक perpetual सी स्टेट में थे, वहाँ पे we didn't prepare enough at a national level where we could have made makeshift hospitals to house critical patients. वो हमने नहीं किया, and I think I I hope it doesn't, but I think it's going to blow up in our faces very soon if we don't follow the precautions. We don't just because government lockdown नहीं किया, it doesn't mean that we have to be reckless with our lives. Okay.
Yeah.
तो मैं ये देख रहा हूँ कि गवर्नमेंट की तरफ बहुत ज़्यादा लोग डिफ्लेक्ट कर रहे हैं रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी को, बट आई डू थिंक कि government was in a very tight spot in that regard. I think individual responsibility is the sole way to go at the moment. इसके अलावा इंडिविजुअल रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी के अलावा और कोई रास्ता नहीं है. आप अपनी मेल जोल में ख्याल रखें, आप अपने नॉर्मल रोजमर्रा की जिंदगी में ख्याल रखें. That is the only way to go. बस.
Not to get too political, but obviously there is an angle to it. I think whereas the government was in a tough situation or सब कुछ ठीक था, but from my outsider perspective, I think they were in a great position. बेशक वो कुछ खास efforts implement नहीं कर सकते थे, but there was a lot of precautionary information that could have been disseminated across all platforms. Okay, हाथ धोएं क्यों, why are you washing your hands, why a mask is a good idea, etc etc. Transmission based चीज़ें. बेशक लॉकडाउन हम नहीं कर सकते, we can't afford it. बेशक work from home is not really a thing for Pakistan. बेशक we don't have money to just pay people to stay home. Hospitals नहीं है, सब कुछ नहीं है. But I don't know, my only viewpoint obviously as a super outsider is Twitter, and it does appear that at the highest level and at the most common man level, it wasn't really communicated in a very simple tariqa. It was always like downplayed, perhaps to reduce panic, but us downplaying mein phir yahi hota hai ki people don't take it seriously. And like in the past week, like not to end on a down note, but we're going to. In the past week, my friend was telling me, Eid, run up to Eid और उसके बाद there's been like an explosion of मेरे डायरेक्ट जानने वालों में इन्फेक्शंस. एक दोस्त कहता है कि उसके अब्बा को हो गया, अमेरिका में थे वो, बहुत पैरानॉइड थे, सब कुछ था, ख्याल रख रहे थे. पाकिस्तान आया, पाकिस्तान आते ही, क्योंकि देयर वाज नो टेंशन, अमेरिका में बहुत टेंशन है, पाकिस्तान आते ही मस्जिद जा रहे हैं वीकली. ईद से पिछली रात सिम्टम स्टार्टेड, सो इट वाजंट ईद की वजह से, बट इट वाज नॉर्मल. उसमें ईद की नमाज पे चले गए, प्रॉब्ली मेट एवरीवन. एंड देन 2-3 अदर फ्रेंड्स, एक मेरे दोस्तों का ग्रुप है, उसमें एक बॉय कह रहा है कि हाँ यार ईद की शॉपिंग पे क्या था, लग गया. फिर एक और बंदा कह रहा है हाँ यार मुझे भी हो गया था, ठीक हो गया. देन दिस अदर गाइज नाउ सेइंग, इन दैट ग्रुप ऑफ like 15 people were all like school friends, 3 लोग हो गया. एंड आई टॉक टू माई UAE फ्रेंड्स, उसमें वो तो सब चला UAE में है. एक के ससुर और 2 कज़न्स को हो गया, एक के अब्बा को हो गया, ऑल कराची पीपल. But and I think people didn't take it seriously. And the thing that pisses me off is I freaked out at the start of this, and I told, because my dad's like super at risk, history of lifetime of smoking, and he quit like a long time ago, but the impact just doesn't go away. And he cannot be exposed to it, because the initial thing was कि बस pulmonary scene है and people with weak lungs, उनका तो fuck scene हो जाएगा फौरन. तो मैंने तो घर
Yeah.
वालों को फुल डंडे दिए ना कि भाई कोई काम करने नहीं आएगा, घर ड्राइवर है नहीं आएगा, आप लोग घर पे रहेंगे, इतनी सफाई की ज़रूरत नहीं है, अम्मी आप तो बस पागल होती रहती हैं सफाई के पीछे, कोई बात नहीं, घर गंदा हो रहा है, किसी से मिलने की ज़रूरत नहीं है, हमारे सारे रिश्तेदार जाहिल हैं, ईद पे मिलने की ज़रूरत नहीं है. एंड दे डिड दैट फॉर लाइक 2 months. द आइडिया बीइंग कि बाकी लोग भी करेंगे एंड इट विल पास एंड नाउ यू कैन कम आउट. बट इट्स लाइक पाकिस्तान पीक इज कमिंग नाउ, तो
देखिए
घर वाले भी पागल हो
Yeah.
जाएंगे.
अब देखें वही मुझे समझ नहीं आता कि लोग ऐसे कैसे समझ सकते हैं कि जब आप लॉकडाउन में थे तो आपका पीक आ जाएगा. इट वाज़न्ट गोइंग टू हैपन. आई मीन
I don't know,
this
man. I was hoping.
this is not how viruses act. Viruses don't follow a certain graph. वो graph is a representation of two things. It's either the way the population is reacting, ठीक है, and B, how fast and how quickly we're detecting the spread. It's not the spread.
Yeah.
It's not an indication of the spread, but how quickly we are detecting it
Yeah.
and how we're reacting. तो लॉकडाउन जब भी ब्रेक होना था, it took one person in China to spread it in the entire world. It would
Yeah.
take one person again to spread it again in the entire country.
Yeah.
ठीक
We
है.
talked about Korea in the Corona World Tour thing, and उसमें ये था कि गुड सीन था, उन्होंने लॉकडाउन भी कर लिया था, कॉन्टैक्ट ट्रेसिंग चल रही थी, नंबर्स हैड स्टॉप्ड. फिर एक कोई आंटी जो थी वो कोई चर्च वर्च चली गई और उन्होंने कोई रिपोर्ट नहीं किया, उन्होंने फिर शुरू कर दिया पूरा सिलसिला.
हाँ, तो
Yeah.
Yeah,
यही
and
यही है कि the virus is not going to follow a trend. The trend is what's happening because of what we're doing and how
Yeah.
we're detecting the virus. तो लॉकडाउन खुलने के बाद ही पीक आना था. जब स्प्रेड बढ़ना था तभी पीक आना था. पीक पहले से आके नहीं चला जाता. It's a lot of new things that we're currently discovering, but the thing is कि वो वाली अंडरस्टैंडिंग हमें लगता है कि हमारे पास है. इवन एज अ डॉक्टर, लाइक मैं अगर अपनी फ्रेटर्निटी से देखूं तो मेरी फ्रेटर्निटी भी इस तरह का शो मचाती है कि लोग जाहिल हैं और ये वो इस तरह की बातें करते हैं. बट दैट्स नॉट द राइट अप्रोच टू दिस, बिकॉज यू शुड अंडरस्टैंड दैट पीपल सबके अपने अपने अलग मसाइल हैं. Everybody is battling either ignorance or the lack of understanding or just their halat. You can't really brush everyone with the same paint.
TBR
Guys,
pod, positive
मेरी
podcast.
मेरी आखिरी ख्वाहिश ये है
कोई सिगरेट ला दे.
नहीं, मेरा मकसद ये था बोलने का कि it's a lot of grim picture भी बहुत बार दिखाई जा रही है, but I'm saying कि we should kind of trust people who are there making decisions because they have a lot of मतलब बहुत सारी चीजें देख के वो एक डिसीजंस ले रहे हैं. एंड जहाँ तक वो उसकी बात है कि गवर्नमेंट ने इंफॉर्मेशन डिसेमिनेशन में ज़्यादा काम नहीं किया, तो आई थिंक ये भी थोड़ा अंडरस्टेटमेंट है बिकॉज आई वाज आल्सो पार्ट ऑफ सम ऑफ द पीएसएस दैट दे वर डूइंग. ऑब्वियसली उसकी कोई बहुत ज़्यादा रीच नहीं हुई होगी, बट आई एम प्रीटी श्योर दे वर डूइंग एवरीथिंग दैट दे कुड टू एजुकेट द मासेस. और इस दौरान काफ़ी लोगों को मास्क और इन चीज़ों का पता चल गया है. इट्स जस्ट के लोग खुद भी थोड़े बहुत लेजी हैं एंड इट्स अंडरस्टैंडेबली सो. लाइक किसी चीज का फियर जो है ना वो कंसिस्टेंटली एक लेवल पे नहीं रह सकता. आप 2-3 महीने लगा देंगे, then the fear has to go down.
Yeah.
It has to go down.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what has happened कि हमने जल्दी रिएक्ट किया था. That's a good thing to do. But वो कितनी देर तक सस्टेन करता है fear? 2 महीने 3 महीने. It has to go down. People have to be desensitized to it. And things had to go this way. मतलब the
I mean,
only thing
as a country, we got used to terrorism, though,
exactly. तो अगर terrorism से desensitize हो सकते हैं तो ये तो कुछ भी नहीं है.
ठीक है, so I think it's good. It was supposed to be 1 घंटे का podcast. I think we're getting close to 1.5 घंटा now, but it's all been fruitful. It's all been constructive. And
I'm sorry, I was rapping a little too much.
शुरू के 15 मिनट हमने अपनी तारीफें भी की थी.
Lovely.
So, but it's great. I think in the interest of keeping it as concise as TPR does, we'll stop recording here. But like I said before, I think it's great if you come back, as a regular. We'll develop a guest list of regulars, and it'll be good for people to keep hearing about them again.
Get
Yeah.
updates. Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be nice. And I hope I didn't bore you guys or ramble a lot.
नहीं,
I
this
tend
is so
to-
informative.
to ramble too
मजा आया हम कहेंगे हाँ यार you did.
देखें बस ठीक था अभी नहीं I have to watch all your YouTube videos now आज तो मैंने ये करना है भाई
हाँ,
and
smoking वाली
they're
से
like
start
short
करो ना.
videos yeah smoking वाला मैं नहीं देख रहा अगर है भी तो बस I
Yeah.
don't know.
Where can
Smoking
people
Wali,
find you?
Smoking Wali talks about erectile dysfunction as well.
Oh bro, foreign.
वो तो मैं बिल्कुल नहीं देख रहा
Asad, where can people find you on the internet?
YouTube, Dr. Saab, Facebook, Dr. Saab, Instagram, Dr. Saab.
There's gonna be links to all that shit below, and
Yep.
we're gonna put your videos in as well, especially the breast cancer one. Guys, check out Asad's work. He's great. I mean, we're very
He's a
shallow
good guy.
people. We're very
Yeah,
shallow
like-
people, और हमने तो कहा कि यार boy का Instagram कितना sexy है यार उसको बुलाना चाहिए. But behind it, there's a lot of work and there's a lot of constructive information. So please आप check कीजिए. I'm at the Mahal Upper. That's Rizwan Pelwan. Sahil Seven Khan's not here. गाड़ी ठीक कर रहा होगा. Our group account is TPR Pod. Follow, like, subscribe, share, etc. etc. Asad, thanks for coming. We're going to stop recording now. ठीक है जी. खुदा हाफिज़.
Peace.